What would you say are a few key things that anyone going through a horrible breakup can do to overcome that with more grace?
I would say the pain doesn't mean they were special.
Ooh, wow.
Because I used to do that. The more hurt I felt over a breakup, the more I don't know if it was my ego or something internally would tell me, well, that must mean what I lost was very special.
Interesting.
And that means I have to fight for it,
Oh man, what does the pain mean most of the time?
The pain might mean that it was meaningful, like if you're in any type of long-term relationship, you clearly shared meaningful moments. They take up a lot of your time. You probably met their family. They met yours. You've developed some really great memories to get together. You probably made a lot of promises about the future with one another that now, if the relationship ended, you have to think about all the promises you made that aren't going to happen. And that can be very painful. That it's the loss. It's the loss of something that, at one point you held dear in your heart. And I think that's where the pain comes from, because even a relationship that is unhealthy or toxic and sadly even sometimes abusive can still be hard to lose, because, a lot of those relationships take up so much of our energy and time. And sometimes when we lose a relationship or a loved one and we lose access to them, you have to fill it with, there's the loss of the feelings that you have and the literal loss of all the time that you used to spend with them. Well, now what do you do? The Sundays that you used to go to the farmer's market and the movies, now it's like, I don't know what to do. And just filling that void, can be very painful at first. But I learned that just because I was hurting over someone doesn't necessarily mean that they were the right fit for me. That, that's what was good for my heart. And I had to then focus on accepting the loss and accepting that the relationship, while meaningful for a period of time, wasn't necessarily something that was right for me.
Wow.
Yeah. So that would be one.
What would you say to yourself when you were like 8 months in deep, when you're like, I can't control my feelings and I'll never get over this and no one understands me? If you were coaching yourself, what would you say?
I would probably tell myself to get over myself. Yeah, because most people out there probably can understand heartbreak, and I think that was my ego, when my first love, me and my buddy, my first girlfriend, we met her and her girlfriend at the same time, very kind of serendipitously. And I remember having a thought with my first girlfriend, and I think a lot of young people have thoughts like this, where it's like, we're kind of the most in love couple. We're more in love than with that. Because it's that ego, wanting your love. Everyone wants their love to feel and be special. And I think the intentions are pure, but it can kind of turn a little toxic. And so, yeah, I would probably just tell myself to maybe, get over myself a little bit and recognize that I'm not the only one who's ever experienced heartbreak. I'm not the only one who's ever been cheated on. You're not alone. If you have been heartbroken, the good news is you're not alone.